Rome, a city that began as a small village on the banks of the Tiber River and grew into one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen. For more than 1,000 years, Rome shaped politics, war, law, culture, and religion. Its victories were legendary. Its leaders became symbols of power, and its fall became one of history's greatest lessons. Today, we will explore how Rome was born, how it conquered the world, how it reached its golden age, and how one of the strongest empires in history finally collapsed. This is the rise and fall of ancient Rome. Rome started with a legend, the story of Romulus and Remus, twin brothers raised by a she-wolf. According to the myth, Romulus later founded the city of Rome in 753 BC. Whether true or not, the story shows how Romans saw themselves, strong, wild, and born for greatness. In the beginning, Rome was ruled by kings. There were 7 kings in total, each adding something new to the growing city: walls, temples, roads, and early laws. The last king, Tarquin the Proud, became a tyrant. Because of him, the Romans revolted and created a new system, the Roman Republic, a government by the people, controlled by elected leaders. The Republic was not perfect, but it allowed Rome to grow stronger, more organized, and ready for expansion. Rome wanted security, and to be secure, it needed control of Italy. Its greatest early challenge was the Samnites, a powerful mountain people. The Samnite Wars were long and brutal. One famous episode was the Caudine Forks, where an entire Roman army was surrounded and humiliated. But humiliation only made Rome stronger. The Romans rebuilt their army, improved their strategies, and came back with greater force. By 265 BC, Rome controlled almost all of Italy. But soon, a much bigger enemy was waiting: a rich, advanced city across the sea, Carthage. Rome and Carthage both wanted power in the Mediterranean. This led to 3 massive wars, known as the Punic Wars. The First Punic War was mostly naval, but Rome had almost no ships. So what did they do? They built an entire navy from scratch, copied from a captured Carthaginian ship. This shows Rome's greatest strength. They learned fast. After 23 years of conflict, Rome won, but the real danger was yet to come. A Carthaginian general who would shake the world, Hannibal Barca. Hannibal was a military genius. In the Second Punic War, he made a move that looked impossible. He marched his army, his soldiers, and even his war elephants across the Alps into Italy. Hannibal destroyed Roman armies one after another. The Battle of Trebia, Lake Trasimene, and the most famous, Cannae, where about 50,000 Romans died in a single day. It was one of the worst defeats in Roman history. But Rome did not surrender. The Romans refused to negotiate. They raised new armies, changed tactics, and slowly cut Hannibal off. Finally, a Roman general named Scipio Africanus attacked Carthage itself. Hannibal returned home to defend his city, and in the Battle of Zama, Rome won decisively. Carthage was defeated, and Rome became the leading power in the Mediterranean. After defeating Carthage, Rome expanded rapidly. They conquered Greece, North Africa, Spain, and Asia Minor. Every victory brought new wealth, slaves, and territory. Rome was now rich, but also unstable. The gap between the rich and the poor grew larger. Corruption spread. Ambitious generals wanted more power. And soon, this tension would destroy the Republic from within. It started with 2 brothers, Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus, who tried to reform the system to help the poor. Both were killed. Then came generals like Marius and Sulla, who used armies for political power. Rome entered a period of civil wars. From this chaos, one man would rise above the rest: Julius Caesar. Caesar was brave, intelligent, and extremely ambitious. He conquered Gaul, modern France, in a brilliant military campaign. His victories made him incredibly popular with the people and dangerous to his rivals. The Senate ordered him to give up his army. Instead, Caesar crossed the Rubicon River, a symbolic point of no return. This act started a civil war. Caesar won and became dictator for life. He introduced new laws, reorganized the calendar, and strengthened Rome. But many senators feared he wanted to become king. On March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March, Caesar was assassinated by a group of senators led by Brutus and Cassius. They thought they were saving the Republic. Instead, they destroyed it. After Caesar's death, Rome fell into more civil wars. His adopted son, Octavian, eventually defeated all rivals, including Mark Antony and Cleopatra. In 27 BC, Octavian became Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. He did not call himself a king, but he held all the power. Under Augustus, Rome entered a period of peace and prosperity called the Pax Romana, which lasted about 200 years. Roads, bridges, aqueducts, cities, laws. Rome built everything with incredible skill. For the first time, millions of people across Europe, Africa, and Asia lived under the same system. Daily life in Rome was a mix of culture, entertainment, and strict discipline. The Romans built huge structures. Amphitheaters like the Colosseum, public baths, temples, and forums where people gathered to trade and debate. Gladiator games became extremely popular, where fighters, often slaves or prisoners, battled in front of tens of thousands. Roman engineering was advanced. Their aqueducts brought fresh water to cities, their roads connected the empire, and their laws influenced many modern legal systems. But with growth came problems: overpopulation, corruption, high taxes, and political intrigue. Rome was powerful, but it was also becoming weaker from the inside. By the 3rd century AD, the Roman Empire was struggling. There were too many borders to defend, too many enemies, and too many leaders fighting for the throne. Emperors came and went quickly, some ruling for only a few months. In 285 AD, Emperor Diocletian divided the empire into two parts, Western Rome and Eastern Rome, to make it easier to manage. But the West continued to weaken. Germanic tribes, Goths, Vandals, Franks, pushed into Roman lands. Rome no longer had the strength it once had. In 410 AD, the city of Rome was sacked by the Visigoths. And in 476 AD, the last Western Roman emperor was removed from power. This moment is remembered as the fall of the Western Roman Empire. However, the Eastern Empire, the Byzantine Empire, survived for another 1,000 years. Rome did not disappear. Its culture, laws, architecture, language, and ideas still live today. From modern cities and governments to languages and religions, Rome shaped the world we live in. This was the story of the rise, glory, and fall of Rome, one of the greatest civilizations in human history. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to support the channel. Please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe for more history content. Your support helps us bring more stories like this to life. Thank you for watching.